Hi parents, my name is Felicia Wright, and in this video I'm going to be talking about finding the confidence to homeschool. I have talked to a lot of parents recently, and a lot of people have decided to homeschool lately because of the state of the world or what's going on in public school. For whatever reason, a lot of parents are wanting to homeschool. So I want to talk about finding the confidence to homeschool, because I know if you are not in the education world, it can be very daunting. And even if you are, it can be daunting, because I homeschool and I find it to be daunting too, because it's my children. So let's hop into that. So the first thing I want to say is just get started. And I know that sounds as simple as pie, but it truly isn't. Getting started can be the hardest part. So when I first started teaching in the classroom, most teachers, they'll go through the academic side, like the essays and stuff, and then you do student teaching, which is you're learning under a teacher. And in my experience, I was learning under a teacher in the classroom for about 2 weeks, but a teacher quit, and the principal came to me and was like, hey, we have a teacher that quit. We want to put you in there. And next thing I knew, I was teaching all on my own to a group of fourth graders, and there was 33 of them. And even though I went to school for that, it's so different being in there and actually doing it. All the books in the world couldn't prepare me for a student that wouldn't listen, or all these other things that happens with live breathing children. So that's when I learned the most about teaching, was actually doing it. It was sink or swim time. So when you're thinking about like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, the only way you'll know is actually by getting started, because it's way easier to plan all the things in the world, but then once you're in it, it's like, wait, the things that I planned aren't quite what my kids need, so I need to backtrack. And that's where the learning comes in, and that's where the confidence comes in. It's like, hey, after a while, you're gonna feel like you can do it, and you actually are doing it. So my best advice is to actually get started and stop thinking about it. Just do it. And the next thing I want you to think about when building your confidence to homeschool is finding a curriculum that works for you and your family. It's not just so much your kids, it's also you as well, since you're going to be teaching them. So the things that I want you to factor in is, what is your lifestyle like as a family? Do you work a 9 to 5? Are you an entrepreneur? What do you do at home, and what does the family unit look like at home, and how can you factor in education? Because there's so many different curriculums out there, and if you pick one that doesn't really work for your kids or for you and the way it's set up, or if it's hard to understand, you're going to feel like a failure really fast, because it just simply doesn't work for you or your child. So really start to do your research and think about, what kind of curriculum do I need? Do I need a curriculum that's outdoorsy because we love being outdoors, or something different? Do you want them sitting at a desk? So think about what you want, and then that will be a good jumping off point to find curriculum that suits your needs. So the next thing I want you to think about is creating a plan. And I'd like you to write it down. You can write it down in your calendar, you can write it down on a piece of paper, but what are you going to teach? What do you want to teach? What are you going to use? And I would suggest starting a week at a time. Like, okay, on Monday, we're gonna really hammer in language arts and writing. And also keep in mind, you don't have to teach everything every day. That could be overwhelming. You can start with 1 or 2 subjects a day. So Monday, you might want to do language arts and writing, and then Tuesday, you can do math and science, and mix and match however you want. If a week feels like too much, and by week, I mean like 5 days, it could be 4 days. If that's too much, plan the first 2 days and see how that goes, and then continue to plan and just build up from there. And after a while, you'll know exactly what you need to teach, what your kids are, how they're doing, and if they need more or less. So it actually would be helpful to start a little smaller, 5 days, and then build from there. And your curriculum that you choose should have a pacing guide. A pacing guide shows you like what's being taught throughout the course of the year. So definitely look at the curriculum that you have, and it should have a plan as well. So creating a plan for yourself will really help. I know it definitely helps me to know what we're doing and where we're going, and how to keep on track, because it's so easy to get off track when you're at home, because it's different. It's different for you, different for your child. The other thing I want you to think about is finding help. Do not do this alone because it can be really overwhelming if you are new to this. When I first started teaching, I was in a pod with the other fourth grade teachers, so I was able to ask the other teachers questions on our break when anytime I had an issue, because it's so hard doing it alone. So for you, I want you to think about, where can you seek help? There's probably homeschoolers in your community or former homeschoolers. You can reach out on Facebook groups and find other people that are doing the same thing as you. Find co-ops, local meetups. There's all sorts of resources out there for you, this channel, to help you along the way. So don't go out there all on your own and get discouraged and then don't continue because you just need some help, because somebody might be able to offer a different perspective than what you're at. So definitely seek help. So I hope that was helpful in finding the confidence to homeschool. As a family education consultant, I offer an education consulting call where I help you get started, because sometimes it can be difficult piecing all the puzzle pieces together to figure out how to homeschool your kids. So I help you figure out exactly what you need: curriculum, scheduling, all that jazz. So if you are interested in that, definitely check out the link below and sign up for a call with me. Well, I hope that was helpful for you, and I will catch you on the next video.